Nathan and pop it. No, I'm just kidding. All right. As we get ready for today's broadcast here, and here we are. Welcome to today's broadcast here. It is red versus blue varsity. Blue to kick off here. It's going to be kicked deep. Fielded by number 17, Andrew Reed. He's going to take off, try the right side, and is going to get tackled there for a short gain. We come into this week, this is an interesting matchup here because there are two key players on each for the teams that I'd like to point out. For blue, it's going to be number, let me just give you his correct number here, 62, Cambridge Wainscott. He was the winning quarterback for Burgundy last year. And on the other side, the first overall pick in the draft is number 45, James Henderson. So Henderson, as we've talked about in previous broadcasts, been a heavy factor. It's kind of the Burgundy, ex-Burgundy player Super Bowl. Who will go down? So here's red, here's the take. They're going to give it up the middle. They're going to run for no gain on the play. Looked like they tried to hand off to Gage Povans. Gage is a key player in the backfield along with Henderson. Some other key players. Yes, flag on the play here. Some other key players for, we'll just read you the rosters here in a second after this call. Trying to see, I think they were asking the coaches if they wanted to accept it or decline. Of course, they're going to accept. Red does. It's going to move them forward. So, on the red varsity roster, we have number 2, Gage Povans, number 10, Andrew Wade, number 17, Andrew Reed, number 26, Danny Consford, number 28, Weston Colvin, number 29, Josh Spencer, number 39, Drew Price, number 44, Jeremiah Marquette, number 45, James Henderson, number 49, Joshua Robbins. We'll continue the roster after this. Here's the set. And here they are. They're going to hand off to Gage. Gage is going to try to run forward for a first down. Two good plays here by Red. Finishing off there, number 52, Tim Salvio, number 53, Jeremiah Magdaleno, number 67, Hayden Mitzinger, number 75, Kyle Walton, number 85, Ben Hittenhack, number 97, Elijah Tomlinson. And for blue, we have number 21, Elijah Robinson, number 25, Adam Wilsons, number 26, Grant Spencer, number 32, Michael Griggs, number 33, Zach Rawhouse. 39 here, Price under center. Takes it. Going to go hand off on the right side. Gage is going to try and run forward for another yard or two. They like to kind of use Henderson also as a decoy and as a blocker.
Yeah, this red team definitely runs a smash mouth offense where they like to run up the middle a lot. And when you have a decent line, that can open up some gaps. And two runners that, they like to lower their shoulder, and they're both, like we've seen all week, they both excel at running downhill. They run hard, and people either move or they get some extra yards for it.
Henderson, a tall back, but able to really get his pad level really low for a tall guy. Here's the pitch out to Henderson. Henderson's going to take it, going to run forward and fall forward again, close to another first down.
Looks like they called him a little short of the. Nope, just looks like it's first down. This red offense, their running game has excelled all week, and I know blue does like to throw in some pass plays, and so I guess we'll see what they can pull out of their hat of tricks.
One of the things here with red, and we'll get back to the blue roster in a second here, but you see that Henderson, in some ways, is like a Derrick Henry type back where maybe he doesn't always break one, but he's almost consistent for a good 4 or 5 yards. Here's Price under center. Going to take it. Henderson again wrapped up though immediately in the backfield, and they're going to be able to ride him down there. It looks like number 55 for blue, Jeremiah Allen. Continuing with the blue roster, Daniel Roper, number 53, Zach Rawhouse, number 33, Jeremiah Reiser, 54, 55, Jeremiah Allen, 56, Cutler McCombs, number 62, Cambridge Wayne Scott, 62, Isaac Rawhouse, number 72, Drew Weiss, number 75, Max Reiser, number 79, Alexander Leonard, number 87, Carter Coyle, and number 97, Christopher Mackin.
On that last play, it looked like Henderson got hit about 3 yards in the backfield, but was able to make it to a little bit of a gain there. So, and that's just, again, it could have been a big loss, but...
Here comes Henderson, he's rumbling, he's still going, and he's going to score! James Henderson! Boy, it looks like he broke 4 or 5 tackles on that play.
And that's a great start to this Red offense. Just a few minutes into the first quarter and they already have a score. It's not looking too good for this Blue defense. This Red offense here is starting to steamroll, and it's led by Henderson and Pobans.
I was talking about the Blue players, and they said one of the coaches said one of the keys to this game here that's going to be different. Red, of course, coming in, I believe, undefeated here. They talked about how, Red was going to, the way they're going to beat the Blue was they were going to tackle well. They needed to tackle better. Fortunately for them, that has not been the case. Price, Henderson to his left. Spencer goes in motion. The give to Henderson off the right side. He's going to rumble forward and fall in just short of the first of the goal of the game. So Red with 6-0 lead with 7:50 left in the first quarter. Red's going to kick off. And then we will see the Blue offense led by 62, Cambridge Wayne Scott.
All of these varsity games this week have been pretty entertaining. They've all been fairly close, down to the last quarter or so. And with this type of a start, you wonder if that's going to happen again.
Here they go. As Red's going to line up here. Number 85, Benjamin Hittenhack, is going to do the kickoff. Did get a touchback earlier in the week. Again, that's notable. Not everyone can be a Jimenez and have a soccer background and a football background to rely on. So Benjamin, who plays on the line, Ben Hack, is going to be able to kick this. And standing back deep to receive that for Blue, looks like we have number 55, Jeremiah Allen. Here's the kick. Good kick. High kick. Up in the air. Number 21 is going to take it off the right side. Robbins is going to try to run up through, and they're going to gang tackle him there right around the 30-yard line, just past the 30.
Decent little return there by the Blue. And let's see if the Blue offense can get things moving like the Red offense did this early in the game.
Wind starting to pick up, starting to run across the field, more almost from west to east direction, but still a little bit south to north.
I would do that if I didn't have a
Here we go on the play. Cambridge in to take the snap.
Let's go.
Tries to hard count. Gives it, got to keep it himself, run up the middle, finds some room, runs forward, and they're going to drag him down after a 4 or 5 yard gain.
A smart play by Cambridge there, using his own lineman as a shield. And, got him a couple of yards on that play. Not quite the runner that Henderson is, that likes to drop his shoulder, but still just as effective.
Here we go. Cam in there. His receivers to his right are going to be Griggs and McCombs. Here he is, Ottomling at the line. Cam Ottomling looks up top to number 21 Robbins, takes the ball. Going to be a false start on Blue. The wind here might be affecting a little bit on some of the snap counts as well here at the higher levels. It is harder to hear. You can see coaches trying to see what the refs are saying.
And it almost looked like that receiver on the far side was the one that had the false start, because Cambridge was pretty quick to get that ball out there, which looked like that would have been the design play, but had to pull up short there because the receiver wasn't paying attention.
Of course, as a player, I'm sure you never. Sometimes players go early when they know they're getting the ball. I'm not saying that was the case there, but it does look like it.
Yeah.
Adam Wilson up top with Elijah Robinson. Down the right, we have Griggs. Takes it, rolls to his right, under pressure, throws it out. Ooh, just too high for Griggs there. Looks like he was trying to get him on the outside.
Looks like this red defensive line is getting Cambridge flustered. You know, he saw a couple of red jerseys in his face and had a little bit of a rush throw there, and unfortunately wasn't able to keep that in bounds.
Red D-line, of course, some big guys on there doing a good job. Elijah Tomlinson for red, or excuse me, not for red varsity there. As they line up here, Cam in the gun. Next to him is Spencer. Down to his right is McCombs.
Looks like this red defense is doing a little bit of shifting here. Maybe they might have seen this play earlier in the week or watched it on film.
Cam takes it. It's going to be a handoff. There's going to be an end-around fumble. That's going to be picked up. That's going to be Weston Colvin scores!
That play was read perfectly. You saw the DN come straight off and was just ready to kill that guy with the ball, and was able to cause a fumble, and the red defense was prepared for that scoop and score. Looks like this red team is coming off strong, off of a 3-0 week. You know, that usually tends to be the case, high energy, and well, let's hope that they keep playing hard throughout the rest of this game. Looks like
Spencer might be twisted his ankle a little bit there. They're going to help him off. Here's the thing on that play there. It looked like that play was just doomed from the start. The red D-line really just manhandling the blue offensive line in the backfield. It does look like there's a bit of a size advantage for red on the D-line.
Yeah, and it looked like they almost knew where the play was coming. If you watch that defense shift, they shifted into the perfect spot to capitalize on that play. And things just turned out in favor for the red, where they weren't able to hold on to the ball. Or blue wasn't able to hold on to the ball.
Price, here comes Spencer in motion. The give to Povance on the outside, trying to run, but an excellent open field tackle there by number 56,
Number
Cutler
67
McCombs.
wasn't able to stay on his block, and looked like Povance also kind of ran into the direction he was blocking him, but was some good misdirection, got most of the defense. But the blue defender corner looked like he was able to stay in position.
Well, fast start for red, up 12-0 already. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first quarter. It looks like on the out-of-field scoreboard here, I believe Burgundy is up 7-0, having kicked an extra point. That's always exciting. I'm going to bet that was Juan Lozada, that would be now his third field goal / extra point in 2 years, which is a lot. I'm not going to lie, that's a lot. Not many field goals or extra points tried here. Hack, who's got quite the leg himself, going to line up the kick there.
And really the only time you want to kick those is, because usually at camp it's hard to find. That was a great kick. Looks like it's going to be over the head and into the end zone.
He still can't get it up. Going to rule that a touchback.
But oh, go ahead. Oh, as I was saying earlier, it's hard to find somebody who can kick field goals, and usually for extra points, you know, the 2-point conversion is a little bit easier if you just run the ball in 3 yards, since it's you don't usually find a kicker who can make those consistently, and but they do come in handy on the field goal. As we saw earlier this week, they actually won in an overtime because they were able to kick a field goal and then hold the opposing team for a stop.
Red already running at the JV level and looking off to a fast start here at the varsity level. Here comes Cam. Sends a man in motion, puts him on the other side. Takes the ball, looks to pass, throws across. Oh, picked off again. Here they go. Number 39 on there, I believe that was Price, off the hands of the receiver there, right into his hands. Redding, just, man, they are really taking it to blue right here. Raptors in good field position inside their 30.
Honestly, for the Red, if I was on the Red coaching staff, there's not much more I could ask for. Their offense has been running hard. Their defense has been playing very well. They already have a defensive score and a second turnover here, and they're in great field position. These, if I were the Blue coaches, it might be a little bit of a different story, but let's see how the game progresses. 12-0 is a good lead, and especially with this ball position, but things can turn fast.
Price here with Henderson and Gage in the backfield. He's going to give it to Gage. Gage is going to try the right side. Lowers his shoulder, barrels ahead after putting his foot in the ground for a gain of about 2 on the play. Hard running by Gage. Gage is going to get up here and going to head back to the huddle.
And in any offense, if your running back can get about 3 or 4 yards a play, there's, you couldn't ask for more. 3 to 4 yards a play gets you a first down every 4 downs, and if you do that, you'll slowly march the ball all the way down the field. And that's what these Red running backs have been doing. They run hard, they get around 3 to 4 yards a play, and sometimes they break it like we saw Henderson do at the start of this game.
Does look like, though, Blue just does look a little undermanned on their D-line. I mean, they've been running off the left and right sides here. Here we get to see again, Price takes the ball, fakes the pitch, is going to try to give a handoff inside, but this time, Blue stays home, able to get him back for a big loss. Good job on the play by Cutler McCombs on that.
Yeah, it looked like Red 29 ran into his offensive lineman a little bit there, and that caused the number 55, I believe, was able to secure that tackle. But if the offensive line, that was the first time I've seen them really get pushed back, which did cause that play to break down.
Again, we're going to see here, Blues trying to get their guys to get into the backfield, trying to encourage them. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, 3rd and 11. Price, take the snap. Here it is. He's going to fake the toss, keep it himself, looks to pass, throws it over the Gage on the swing. Immediately met there by a host of Blue players. Looked like they had seen that play before. For those that are unfamiliar, if you've seen previous Red games, that's been a staple in the Red offense. Blue came obviously prepared for it. He's going to set up 4th in about 15.
Blue offense seems to be stepping up a little bit, holding their own against this Red, running team. And like Caleb was saying, they do have that little swing pass that does seem to net them, at least 5 yards to carry or every time they run it. But it seems like Blue's been ready for it, and let's see if they started to pick it up.
Fake to Henderson, they're gonna roll out. He's trying to keep himself there, and nothing gained there. Again, McCombs there, 2 good tackles on this series. And again, first on the first play to really set him back, and on that one to finish out the drive. Blue will take over with maybe the best field position of the day.
For the Blue.
On the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it seemed like he had a few receivers open. There was one defensive back there, but sometimes if you don't like what you see, it's a safer route to try and tuck the ball. But on a 4th down, when the turnover is inevitable, maybe it might have been a good idea to try and at least throw it up.
Or do the old Jimenez special running sideways punt. Cam takes the snap, looks to throw, he's going to air it out deep. He's got a man! Oh, what a diving catch there by 56 McCombs. McCombs really turning it on here.
That was a great concentration there by number 56. Watched the ball all the way in. It looked like the sun might have been in his eyes a little bit, but he's able to hold on to that with that diving catch, which is going to give Blue a great field position here on this next play.
Well, what a great throw there by Cam. They're able to get it in. And that's the thing when you have a passing offense, the ability to have an electrifying play really can turn on at any moment there. And good job by McCombs able to get that. We are going to, that will be the end of the first quarter. 12-0 Red.
And with the arm that Cambridge does have, and it looked like his receivers can catch pretty well too. If you get a good throw like that, and you throw that one-on-one on one far side of the field like we just saw here, that can turn into a very big play, like it just happened. All you need is a good throw on Cambridge, which he seems to be doing pretty decent so far. He had a couple of drops by the receiver, but as long as the receiver reels in the pass, it looks like we'll be seeing more of these plays.
Tough catch too, diving catch there by McCombs in the wind. The flags are really whipping around here. I don't know if you can see them. Right now we're focused on the red huddle, but if you were to look at some of the flags around, you can see that, boy, that does look like there is a lot of wind whipping across here. So Blue is going to be set up here, 1st and 10 on the red 36. With an opportunity here, a score here really would change the complexion of the game. So Red got off to a fast start. Blue looks like they're trying to get things going. And here Blue comes out. This time though, throwing into the wind. Let's see if that affects anything. Robbins and Wilson to Cam's left. Spencer in the backfield. Griggs goes in motion to make it a 3-by-1. Takes the ball. Looks to throw, throws underneath. Oh, great breakup by Benjamin Hack there, able to get in and get a hand on it. It looks like they were trying to throw an underneath kind of slant or kind of screen pass there to Adam Wilson.
It almost makes you wonder if they have an audible in that offense. Looking at there was one corner, a linebacker stepped up with 3 receivers out there, and all it would have taken was, one check to one of the receivers, and that could have been a very big play. A dangerous lineup there for the Red defense.
Yeah, sometimes what people at this level here, as Mike here is illuminating, is talking about here, is if you can just switch the numbers. Sometimes the defense doesn't shift with that. So here we go again. Let's see if they try it again. Safety shifted over to the right. On the left-hand side here, looks like we have Robbins and Wilson. They're going to bring Griggs in motion. Henderson sort of follows them here. Looks there, he's going to roll, throws it. Oh, pressure in his face, got knocked down there. Looks like Weston Colvin in on the backfield, able to hit him, kind of knock him down a little bit, and affect the throw there.
Yeah, it looked like the Blue offense kind of saw that mismatch there, but the defense of the safety was able to switch over to that right side pretty quickly and was able to shut that down, which caused him to pull the ball away.
Hayden Metzinger and Benjamin Hack there on the right side, able to affect both of those plays. 3rd down and 10. Cam sends a guy in motion, takes the snap, looks to throw, throws out to Spencer, incomplete.
Almost like they've ran 3 variations of the same play all here back to back, and none of them are going. With this wind, it's it's kind of understandable how it might be a little hard for that quarterback to get the ball there pretty cleanly, and especially with the Reds' defensive line pressuring Cambridge the way that they have been this game.
Fourth and 10. After giving us the big play, Red has stiffened.
4th and 10 looks like the Blues going to be going for it. They have decent field position, so even if they do turn the ball over, Blue isn't in a dangerous spot on defense.
Cam's going to keep it himself, try to run out the outside, and he's going to be met there by Gage and a host of tacklers. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3 in the play. 9-14 when Red is going to get the ball back, 1st and 10. Looks like Red the last few times here just looked very good on offense and on defense. Blue struggling. They've had the one good play. I expect here that we'll probably see a heavy dose of Henderson and Gage.
They started off very strong in the beginning, and then they kind of went away from them a little bit. Tried to mix up their offense a little bit more, which might open up a run for Henderson or Povans.
Here's a give to Henderson. Henderson's going to barrel forward. Again, met, but able to drive forward for 3 or 4 yards. And if you have that sort of offense, it's just such an advantage.
And with 9 minutes left on the clock, Blue is going to be getting the ball here in the second half as this quarter comes to an end. And so it might be a smart play here for the Red to kind of march the ball down the field instead of trying to go for a quick score and try and get the last score of the half instead of giving Blue 2 opportunities back to back.
Well, of course, here, as you're alluding to, Red has the advantage of the clock right now. Whenever you're in the lead, you want to drain the clock. And if you're behind, you want the clock to slow down. Here we go, Price in with Colvin in the backfield. Henderson, we have seen him on the end go out for a pass here. Here comes Spencer in motion. The fake to give. Gonna roll out. Look to pass there. And he's wrapped up and brought down in the backfield. But Combs again. Boy, he's been quite one of the few bright spots on the Blue team today. Everywhere on defense. He made, last series he made 2 great defensive plays, and today he makes another one. Also had that great catch.
Yeah, it seemed like most of that Blue defensive line had broken through and really put pressure on the quarterback. It's no wonder he wasn't able to get the pass off.
Here we go. 3rd and 14. Motion, Spencer comes in motion. Here's to give to Spencer. Spencer's gonna try off the right side, and he's gonna get locked up for a short gain on the play. Looks like Robinson and Spencer in on the tackle.
So that brings up 4th and 12 for the Red offense, and seems like on a few plays they do have some sparks, and then on others there's not much to be seen. This Blue defense has been stepping up since the first, after that first drive, where Red kind of ran all the way down.
Henderson the punt. It looks like Cam is back to receive it. Oh, looks like it goes a little bit off the side of his foot. It's going to bounce though. Still kind of bouncing there. Red's going to let it bounce out. Right out to around the 45-yard line. Blue's going to start with 6.5. Now, you talked about this where Blue is not only going to get the ball here, but also they're going to get the start of the second half. An opportunity here, they're able to score. They could be in a position where they could take the lead at the start of the second half.
Yeah, it's really just going to depend on how this Red defense, reacts to that turnover and how prepared they are with some of the plays that Blue might be running. It seems like they might try and air it out again.
Cam's going to keep himself, try to run outside, cuts inside Henderson, and they're going to wrap him up there after Henderson turned him back inside for a short gain on the play. So we're going to be under 6 minutes to go at the start of this next down, 2nd and 11. Blue seems to be really struggling to run the ball.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to pass every play because then, the defense changes things up to match that. And if you keep them guessing, sometimes, it'll open up, on one side or the other.
Looks like they're going to motion everyone back into a tight formation. Cam's going to take it, try to get outside, and he's going to get wrapped up immediately. Boy, it looked like Colvin, and I believe that was, I can't quite see the number there, maybe number 44 for red, Jeremiah Marquette, both in the backfield immediately.
Big loss in the play. Looks like it's going to bring about a 3rd and 18 or so. 3rd and 19 possibly.
Looks like, man, there's just a blue O-line seems overmatched right now against the red D-line. No time to get passes out, and any sort of runs anywhere near the in between the tackles have just been nothing there at all. At the time, it's almost beating the running back to the handoff. Here we go. Cam to take the snap. Cam takes it. He's going to try to keep himself right up the middle and kind of a draw. Makes the man miss. Cuts up front, and you get some yardage back. But still, it's in that 4th and a long way, maybe 16 or 17, with 4:30 left here. And so, of course, Henderson will go back with Price to receive the kick, and also Gage.
It's looking like the Red will get one more opportunity here before the half comes to a close. And if Blue does get the ball, like Caleb was saying earlier, 2 scores could be made back-to-back, which could even out this game. So if the Red defense doesn't step up, a touchdown here for the Red offense might be what pushes this game a little bit farther out of reach.
Here's the punt. Henderson fields it on the run. Looked like that could have been a dangerous play there, but does well to just stop it from rolling.
Yeah, that usually is the safe bet. He saw that it was a little too far forward, and sometimes you can't stop yourself, you know, because especially with this wind, probably brought the ball down a bit, and it was a smart play to jump on the ball and not try to take any chances.
No need to take the risk when you're up 12-0 here.
It's true.
Situational awareness is key in a lot of football. A lot of football games have been lost by just making silly mistakes and not knowing the down and distance or knowing how much time's on the clock here. So with under 4 minutes to go here, 1st down and 10, about the 38-yard line.
This Blue defense is overloading on the left to match the right's offense.
We're going to give to Gage, who barrels ahead for maybe a yard or 2. Looks like these teams are really starting to kind of figure each other out on offense. Red is content to let this clock just keep ticking. 2nd and 10. Under 3:30 to go here in the first half.
As we've seen from Red, they can kick, and if they can get it close enough and put up a field goal, it'll at least bring this to a 3-score game. Unless they go for 2.
There we go. It's going to take it. Henderson, wrapped up in the backfield. Excellent play on that by Christopher McCann, able to just meet him immediately. Christopher, one of the few guys who probably has the size advantage on Henderson. Able to win that right away and knock him back for a loss.
Yeah, it looks like this Red offensive line is, maybe getting a little tired. As the half usually comes to a close, players get tired as they don't get too much of a break in that half times where they kind of recharge a bit. And let's see if they can push through these last 2.5 minutes and put a score on the board.
Here comes Price. Takes the ball, hands off to Gage. Gage met in the backfield again. Christopher McCann in the backfield, able to just bring him down.
And on the reverse side, it brings about a 4th and 19, 4th and 20. It's like these defensive lines on both sides are doing very well to get past the offense, and they're also in a good position. It looks like they're reading their plays a little bit better than the offense is hoping for.
Big part of this blue line here, D line, is of course Christopher McCann and of course 54 Jeremiah Reiser, both being excellent players, both getting in the backfield. Wainscott back to receive Henderson's kick. They're telling Henderson to wait till the clock runs down. Red's going to call a timeout.
Looks like they wanted to run out the play clock as much as possible and then call a timeout just to be safe to get their players a little bit ready. An important field position would be, it's important that they get good field position after this kick because this could either put Blue in a good or bad position with only a minute left in the clock.
Well, this is the other thing too to consider is how far can your QB throw. Now Cam does have an above average arm. I'm going to say this, few people at man camp have ever had a Jimenez arm, able to really throw the ball haul over 50 plus yards, 60 plus yards. So this is key here because if they are on their own 40 per se, most quarterbacks can't even get into the end zone if they were able to, if somehow the miracle their line was able to hold for them to throw the Hail Mary. So if they can get a good field position for them, if they can get inside on the 40-yard line of the other team or past midfield, it gives them the shot to be able to take some shots at the end zone.
Yeah, I would say it also is going to depend a little bit on this wind. Is even if they had the arm strength to get it down the field after this punt is downed, will this wind be agreeable? And it looks like it's going to be going against the blue team.
Yeah.
So maybe a hook and ladder or something might be a little bit more beneficial to this offense as the quarter closes to an end.
Well, Cam is back to receive James's kick.
Blue defensive line comes in through again.
Big spiraling kick. Gonna bounce. Bounces. Cam fields it on the run. He's gonna try to cut upfield. Makes a man miss. He's reversing direction. He's got some room. Trying to get outside. Cuts in. Makes a big run. He's gonna spin. Dive forward. Up to about midfield. What a run by Cam on that play.
It's definitely encouraging as a Blue offensive coach when you see your quarterback, making some moves like that on the return. And it was a great pump by Henderson to get down on the other side of the field with this wind blowing the way it is. And they were able to get some of that yardage back. And let's see if they can get the ball a little bit closer and then maybe take a shot to the end zone.
Well, Wainscott here does have a big arm, and they are a passing offense. So with 57.3 seconds left on the clock, down 12-0, 1st and 10, right at midfield. We'll see what Blue can do. Expect Red to come out probably a little bit more of a softer shell defense. Blue does have some timeouts, and the clock will stop and out of bounds.
Timeout on the Red. Possibly to get their players a little bit of a breather before this last minute, and maybe just to go over some techniques or asking them to cover certain areas.
One of the things, of course, that's important here for both teams is you want to finish off the half. We saw that earlier in the JV game, 4 seconds left. Even with the 4 seconds, disaster can strike, and that did. For those who missed it, Red JV scored with 4 seconds left in the half to go up 6-0, and eventually was able to win 14-2 against Green JV. So Red right here looking to take the top two colors at both varsity and JV. Blue KFL won earlier, so Blue has got it. Out of field scoreboard, it looks like Burgundy is up 15-0 with 45 seconds left in the first half. Here we go, Cam takes it, pump fakes. He's gonna try to run up in the middle, makes a man miss, and is gonna be wrapped up there by Benjamin Hack. Able to bring him down there. Henderson with the little assist. Clock is running, 2nd and 10.
You wonder how many hits you're gonna want your quarterback to take. In this first half, he's been hit quite a bit, and you know, towards the end of the game, we wonder if that might affect his throwing later after he takes a couple more hits.
A lot of clock drained off here. Under 30 to go. Takes the ball, looks to throw, throws off a pass there. Oh, good defense by Blue. I know they're playing offense, but it looks like Spencer there was in a good, Spencer was in a good position to intercept that. It was a good job by them to be able to break that up. .9 seconds left, 3rd and 9, ball on the 49-yard line. The horn that you just heard, if you heard over the broadcast, was the second field into the first half. Burgundy up 15-0 on Green. Green's had a bit of a rough go this year. I believe they had their JV lost in the championship. I believe their Pee-wee also was in the championship, but every other color not doing too well. Cam's going to air it out again. Looks like it was going to be incomplete. Looks like Price had a diving attempt at an interception. 4th and 9, 10 seconds left.
You can really see these defensive backs here on the red, put a lot of space in between them and the line of scrimmage for those plays, that we just saw. It's important that on these last plays that you don't let, one of those blue jerseys behind you, because that could be dangerous. It could lead to a score. And these red defensive backs have been doing a great job at keeping those receivers in front of them and, batting the ball down when it gets close.
Here we go. Cam. 10 seconds left. 4th and 9. Takes the ball. Big blitz. He's going to air it out. Briggs is going to catch it. He's going to tear forward, and they're going to knock him out of balance with 2 seconds left. 2 seconds left. And inside the 35, right around the 35, maybe throw a Hail Mary here. Is that what we're doing? We're going to throw up a go route?
As a red coach here, that play clock makes me a little nervous. It seems like there's always time on the clock every time the play ends. And then they get a first down to put them, to give them a fresh set of 4 downs, which only one will be able to be used. Like this wind, who knows if it might be agreeable. It looks like it already caught him a little earlier on a couple of these throws. Not this last play, but the play before. It looked like the wind caught that ball in the air a little bit. And let's see if they have maybe a lateral play where one player catches it, pitches it to another player behind him coming around, and sometimes that will catch the defense off guard.
Well, like you said, if Blue's trying to score here, red is giving him a cushion. It looks like the middle of the field might be open there. They wanted to set that up. I expect red to be in a equivalent formation of prevent. First down, not that it matters here because there's only 2.9 seconds left on the clock. Ball on the 36-yard line, red up 12-0. Probably the last play of the half here. Man in motion. Here it is. Wayne Scott looks to throw. He's going to throw it up. It's going to be, oh my! Almost got tipped into the offensive hand. It went off of Haddon Metzinger, and it looks like right there he had his man, Adam Wilson, could have caught that.
That could have been a very dangerous play. It is hard to keep concentration on plays like that with the wind blowing the way it is and deflecting off of hands. And Cambridge did put some power on there, so it's not like he had time to react too quickly to it. But just a little bit more, and he could have scored that with, was it 2.9 seconds?
Yep.
Almost saw a repeat of last game.
Well, we're going to take a short break here at halftime. Red is up 12-0.
That would have been another big six if you'd have gotten that.
As you'll hear, I know most people are used to the pros. Here comes Lay. He's going to roll to the right, trying to get outside, cuts inside, carrying the ball like a local
Wow.
Red, gets outside,
Wow.
stiff arms another man, and
He's
he
got
will
it.
score!
Good job by number 2, Bryant Lay.
What a run! Cuts inside, makes a man miss, stiff arms a man.
All right, number 30, number 50 on the kick. Looks like it's going to blue, number 23. Hands it off. Number 40. Running upfield. He's got a lot of room. He's moving. He's still going. He may get a return on this, and that is going to be a touchdown for the blue. Blue number 40 on the touchdown. That is Aaron Allen. That, as far as I know, is the first kickoff return here at football camp this year. So good job there by number 40 on the blue, Aaron Allen.
He's got him. Red throws to his right. Is that Andrew Robideau?
That is Andrew Robideau.
Right line.
He could go all the way. He's being chased by 44. He won't catch him. He's falling away from 78.
Up already. He crosses the goal line with the ball above his head. Wonderful play for Red. Very excited. First score on the board.
With 2.7 seconds left, great play by Andrew Robideau. Must be the bloodline.
Number 62, Green, running hard to the right-hand side, cuts inside, gets away from number 24, who is there waiting for him, and he's gotten down to the end zone. It's a score for Green.
Great moves. That was essentially a reverse or...
All right, and welcome back here. The start of the second half. Red is up 12-0 after a fast start. First by Henderson, and then Henderson on a long run able to score, and then Weston Colvin on a fumble recovery, able to put them up 12-0. Blue is going to receive the kick here as we start this third quarter. 12 minutes to go on the clock. You were in the red huddle. Mike, what did you see there?
You know, and as most coaches will do as you watch the first half, it is hard to make adjustments, you know, while the game is going on. And a lot of times they'll say that for halftime. And that's what it looked like. They're thinking that on offense they might have found a few holes in the blue defense. And so let's see how well they can make those adjustments and if they can execute.
Well, that was a kick out of bounds, so the ball is going to be, it's a penalty, so the ball is going to get advanced quite a far bit up the field here. I believe on the 35 or 40. Listening in on Blue, Blues are really kind of concerned about how they're going to block on the ends, and a lot of strategy on whether they're going to let the ends come free or whether they're going to block up the middle. It looks like they're going to try to let the ends come free and block up the center. They're going to trust Cam to be able to make some plays here. Red, though, of course, has got their own theories on what holes they have in their defense. Blue coming out with 4 wide receiver set.
Looks like this red defense is expecting the pass here. Very spread out. And I don't blame them after seeing Blue's offense so far. And they run a screen. That was a good play call. Whenever you see the defense spread out and backed up as far as that, a nice little screen pass where you let the defensive line through and then you push your offensive line out to try and block that second level, which would be Henderson, Pobans, and a few of those other key players that have been making a lot of the tackles this week.
Yeah, what the Blue really did there is they're trusting their QB to be able to make the read. They're going to let the ends kind of penetrate, push up field, and that's how you beat pressure. And they're going to let Spencer kind of slide out and then come back underneath. Easy throw for Cam there. Here we go. Red with 5, threatening six rushers. Weston able to run down Cam from behind there. It looked like what happened on that play is it was a little bit like they were going to do a fake. Well, it's tough to do fakes when you don't have a lot of time in the backfield. And again, those ends are just flying around the outside. It's almost like they're trying to blitz too many that they can block and trying to dare them to bring guys in.
Yeah, and Cambridge over here has been doing pretty well at cutting back and juking out a few players, but it's kind of hard to do that when you have 4 red jerseys in your face.
Indeed, the red defensive line led by number 97 Elijah Thompson. That left side there with Thompson and Coleman seem to get in all the time. Griggs goes in motion. Here's the snap. Cam looks to throw. Underneath, tipped. Oh! Are they going to rule that interception or down?
Looked like it hit the ground.
Incomplete.
I do agree with that call. Didn't have possession until after it touched the ground, which is a tough call by the refs, and it's not going to be a favored one on the red side, as you can see the reaction. But we know the refs are never wrong. The refs 20/20 vision at all times.
Haddon Metzinger there, almost with the pick. I'm going to leave no comment there about refereeing. That's a dangerous thing to say. The refs are always right, of course.
Of course.
Here we go. Blue comes out with McCombs and Griggs to the right.
I'll get my $20 from them later after this game.
Yeah. Robinson and Wilson to the left. Blue is talking to the referee about something. Looks like maybe Blue didn't know it was 4th down. They're contesting the down, I think, here.
Yep, I was going to say from my perspective, I believed it was a 4th down after that incomplete. I guess there was a late change on the down marker, which does kind of have an effect because a 4th down is an important down and you want to know what down it is, especially when it gets there.
Well, now that's all straightened out. Cam is going to kick here. Henderson back to receive. Again, 2 pivotal players here. Cam kicks it, able to get the punt off. Henderson receives it in the wind. He's got some space here. He's going to tow him. He's running in, cuts inside, makes a man miss, barrels through for a good return.
Spencer there had a great block. Almost looked like he was going to let him go, and then realized Henderson was, barreling right towards him, so he went back to do a little chip block and opened that lane for Henderson to get a few more yards.
There is a flag on the field.
Oh, it's on blue. Could be a face mask, possibly. Is what it's looking like because it was at the point of tackle. It's looking like it marked off about 15 yards. Face mask it is.
So it's going to end up being back where almost the original line of scrimmage was. A good return by Henderson and a face mask really hurts. Blue basically does not gain any field position. Red's going to start with awesome field position here. Inside the opponent's 30.
And the blue defensive line has been doing good ever since that first drive where, Henderson and Pobans tag teamed all the way down the field. And then Henderson finished it off with a long run. And let's see if after this break, if they are a little bit slower and cold after this halftime or, on fire like they were.
Here's the give off to Henderson. Henderson met in the hole hard. Excellent tackle there by number 33 in blue, Zach Rawhouse. And one of the keys there, it seemed like he got a hold of Henderson low. Henderson, yeah.
I would say when you're tackling someone as big as Henderson, it's probably a smart bet, when you're half the size, to hit him a little low.
Able to get on underneath, good form tackle, bring him down. Henderson with a rare, only line of scrimmage gain. Here's the snap. It's going to give up to Gage. Gage going to rumble forward for a good gain on second down.
Looks about 7 yards. Ew, it looks like the referees are differing a little bit on the mark.
Looks like they're going to set up a third and about 1.5, 2 here. 3rd and 2. Now we've seen before where sometimes in a short yardage situation here, they will line Henderson off wide and then bring him underneath. Looks like they're going to go Price comes up, looks around at the defense.
On a 3rd and short on this side of the field, I would trust Henderson with the ball. Yep, and they looked like it was miscommunication almost.
Yeah, it looked like they were. It looked like in the backfield there, like he was going to give it there. He was a little bit hesitant, like he was going to give it to Gage, but instead threw it to Henderson. 4th and about 3 or 4 here.
And the red offense seems to be more successful when running Pobans and Henderson on having the other as a blocker. When Pobans gets, a decent carry where he, almost gets a first down or marches about 5 or 6 yards, and same thing with Henderson, it's usually because the other is lead blocking for them. And on that one, it looks like it was a straight give to Henderson and didn't have Pobans in front of him to open up a hole.
One of the things that's both, as you alluded to, both Pobans and Henderson are both great blockers.
And it really does help at man camp when you have 2 running backs that can both block and run hard. And it's not something that's found too often, but looks like they did it to the other side and Pobans got the first down.
To give off on there, able to move the chains. Good hard running by Gage. He's going to get a hand up there from Christopher McCann.
You can't ask much more from these red running backs. And the red offensive line, when they run, it seems like they do open up a hole. When they drop back to pass or do reverses, it seems that they do let a few guys through, but when they're running hard, their bread and butter, it seems to be working.
Here we come again. Price. He's going to go under center. He's got behind him Henderson and Pobans. Spencer to his left. Here we are. It's going to be a toss to Pobans. Pobans is going to run, barrel forward for another nice gain. A great first down run.
And if you watch on play, the outside of the wing back, it looked like the receiver kicked the corner out. And then Henderson seals that block and left Gage with a linebacker. And Pobans usually does win that, 9 times out of 10. And he'll at least march a few extra yards after contact.
That's one of the keys here for Red, is that even when you meet Henderson or Pobans, it seems like they're always able to fall forward and drag guys for those 2 extra yards. And in an offense that's predicated on getting only a couple yards at a time, it seems to make a huge difference. Here we are, Price under center. Takes it, the give, the Gage. Gage is gonna bounce off, rumble on in for a score! Gage Pobans. And now they take an 18-0 lead with less than 5 minutes to go in the third quarter here.
And Pobans there, he kind of marched the ball down. He had Henderson lead blocking. Henderson got stopped a few times around the line of scrimmage. And I think it would have been a good decision just to let Pobans keep churning, and he got in.
Starting to look like almost like a route here. I know there's still time left, but Blue is really struggling to get things going on offense. And on defense here, they're struggling against this Red attack. Here comes Price under center. Gives the ball up to Henderson. Henderson's gonna fall forward and dive forward for a score. That's gonna make that 20-0. They had him around the ankles, but that seems like 6'3" frame, able to just kind of fall forward and stretch the ball out. Now, one of the things here that's got to be notable about this Red offense is this Red offense has got to start, whenever you have a high running attack with some bruiser backs. And again, this is Friday. They've played already 3 games this week, had several practices. You got to look in the second half for the Red offense, just especially in the fourth quarter, to start really being able to pick up chunk yardage against this Blue team. Got to start wearing them out here. That's one of the benefits of their offense, is it does seem like Henderson and Gage both get stronger as the game goes on. Kind of similar to a certain running back that I know, both named Jimenez, where he used to have a lot of long runs late in games. Here's a high kick by Hack. It's going to be fielded on a run. Oh, bounces behind him. He's going to pick it up here, number 55, trying to get outside. They're going to run him down. Hayden Mitzinger and Andrew Reed in on the tackle.
Did not quite get around there. Looked like one of the Red kickoff players was able to get a hand on that jersey, and when met with a few other jerseys, got taken down in his tracks. Let's see if this Blue offense can start moving. We saw a long pass by Cambridge to one of his receivers out here on the right, and looked like he got some good, he got a big play on that. And we'll see if they can maybe cook up the same play, or get a similar reaction to get this team's momentum moving a little bit better.
Blue with unfortunate field position, starting inside their own 20 on a kickoff. As they break the huddle, less than 4 minutes to go, clock running. Down 20-0 here against Red. Here we go, can take the snap. Oh, false start on the end there. Looked like that was probably I'm guessing that was going to be a pass to McCombs there.
I wouldn't doubt it. That's the second time a receiver's gotten a little eager and cost their team 5 yards.
I was going to say that receivers sometimes on the end get a little antsy when they know the ball's coming to them. If you ask any receiver, he'll tell you who's always open.
That is true.
He's using the hard count. Here he takes it, looks to throw, goes across, and again, he was throwing to McCombs here. McCombs unable to reel it in.
Yeah, when it's looking like some of these throws are getting a little low, and once you're going across the field and mixing up in between linebackers and safeties, and especially with this Red D line pushing the way they are, sometimes it gets a little hard to see and your vision might get blurred, but you can really tell based off of the throw.
Here we go. Cam, again, changing up the count. Takes it. He's got a free runner. Swings out to Spencer. One-handed catch, but dragged down and able to pull him down from behind. Jeremiah Marquette with a good hustle play. Boy, it feels like for Blue, it's so tough to get anything going here.
Yeah, and if that ball was just out a yard more to the right and hit him more in the square in the chest, I think he would have been able to get around, because I think going up to catch that, that one-handed pass, and it was a great catch. It did pull him closer into that red defender.
Cam takes it. Fumbled snap, able to fall on it.
That brings a 4th down.
Looks like Marquette able to get in there and mess with them in snap count.
Yeah, and this is a little tough for this Blue coaching staff, because as the time winds down in the 3rd quarter, it's seeming like they're going to need every possession that they can use, and it's just not falling for them.
Here we go. They're back to receive the punt, 4th and 15. Cam takes it, gets it off in time. It's going to bounce, good bounce. Henderson's just going to let it go. Probably the smart play of 20-0, just let it go. There is a penalty flag back there.
I believe that's a hit on the kicker, which is going to be an automatic 1st down here. And, you know, the Blue had a few mistakes, which cost them a 4th and 15 yard position, but let's see if this roughing the kicker is going to be able to save them from almost having to give the ball back to Red.
It is a roughing the kicker penalty. I haven't seen the signal from the referee, but they have apparently told the players. Yeah, and if we look, as I look back on the replay here, they do really take out the kicker on that. After he kicked the ball, they run into him. So it is roughing the kicker.
That brings an automatic 1st down. Roughing the kicker is probably one of the most frustrating penalty calls as a coach, because it's 4th down. All you have to do is not touch the kicker, and an overeager player, trying to block that ball, which effort is great, but a little bit of undisciplinedness causes them to have a 1st down.
It's another one off the hands of the receivers here, incomplete. Looks like Wayne Scott was looking for number 25 in there, Adam Wilson. He's had a few passes go off the hands of his receivers here.
It is unfortunate that some of the receivers are dropping passes that are hitting their hands, because their running game doesn't seem to be doing the job. Most of their big plays have been passing, but then you get mistakes like dropping the ball in.
Here goes Wayne Scott to take the snap. Drew's trying to use a hard count, gets the pass, looks, throws the screen over to McCombs. McCombs trying to get around someone, makes a move, makes through, still going through the tackles. Able to gain about 4 on the play. It just shows you how tough it is. I mean, he probably made 2 or 3 guys miss there, and he only gets 4 yards. Just everything is coming hard for Blue today. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. When you come back, it's going to be the start of the 4th quarter. Red Raptors up 20-0 on the Blue Bulldogs.
This is also going to put Blue in a bad position again, as we saw during the 2nd quarter. Blue was having a tough time throwing to this win, and the 3rd quarter was probably going to be their best bet to air out the ball. And now with the change of sides, it's like Red's going to have that the wind blowing a little bit more favorably for them.
What's it like having a Hall of Famer in the room? Hall of Fame player.
As you see, Blue is in there. They're trying to talk, trying to figure out what they're going to do. Coaches are trying to get them fired up. They want them to try to finish strong. Down 3 scores with only 12 minutes left. This is going to be quite the uphill climb here, quite the ask. Looking over on the other side, it looks like Burgundy is up 27-0. Make that 33-0 for Burgundy. With 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter on the out-of-field scoreboard here.
And during the JV games, it looked like both games were very close. I think there was a 1 to 2 score difference for both of those teams. Back and forth battle, and here it's looking like it's a little bit more one-sided for both of these teams.
So, at the beginning of the week, when I interviewed Henderson and I asked him, what do you have to say about Burgundy letting him go and not taking him with the first pick? And they giving up the first pick so they could take whoever fell to him. He said, I'm going to be the reason why Burgundy goes undefeated this year. Well, Henderson is not only fulfilling that bargain, he is right now in a position to take home another Super Bowl win. Wayne Scott takes the ball, throws it across. Boy, the snap is also just really hard. It seems like it's almost like a punt. Hard for him that he has to almost jump to get it. Incomplete pass. Look like he was trying to go to number 25, Adam Wilson on the play. Again, Hack and Metzinger over there on the coverage.
And offensive line, if they can block about 3 seconds, that's about as much as you can ask. And when the ball does float in the air like that, it eats up a lot of time. And Red defensive line was already getting back into the backfield, and so with that snap falling, falling a little slow, it's causing the Red to get a little bit more in Cambridge's face, which rushes the pass.
Here we are. Wayne Scott takes it. He's going to try to run up the middle himself, and does a little jump pass. Throws to Caleb Griggs. Griggs trying to run through and gets across midfield there.
That was great vision there by Cambridge. Felt the rush around the outside, pressed up to the middle, and just found a receiver running right across the middle of the field, and good concentration on both quarterback and receiver there to get a nice big gain to put them looking like into red side of the field.
Excellent play. It looks like they might want to try to go back to Griggs on that again. Good pocket awareness by Cam. Oh, false start on there. Looks like they moved a little bit early on that.
And that might slow down Blue's momentum there on offense, but let's see if they can correct this mistake on the next play.
Yeah, it's tough here. I mean, it just seems like Blue, every time they take a step forward, they have to take immediately a step backward. So they're never quite able to get things going.
Well, 10 minutes is a lot of time left on this clock. It's not impossible, but it is looking a little rough for this team here on the back. But let's see if they can pull some things together, write up some plays, and get a score here.
Here's Wayne Scott, takes the pass, looks to throw, pumps, does a little push pass, gets it out to Spencer. Spencer immediately wrapped up by a whole swarm of red. Boy, and that just illustrates how hard it has been for Blue all game. In order to even get the pass out, he's got to pump fake, kind of do a kind of weird push pass, almost like in basketball, able to get it out to him. And even then, immediately wrapped up by 4 or 5 red defenders.
Yeah, it's seeming like this Red defense is just, fired up. Their energy has not stopped at all from the first whistle of this game until now. And they've almost every tackle we've seen, there's been a swarm of red jerseys. That can be a little discouraging as the Blue starts to get marched back in the opposite direction.
Here it is. It's going to be a pitch, looking like a halfback pass. He's going to throw it out there. Oh, bounces right off the receiver's chest there. Of course, anytime there's a halfback option, if you're the halfback, it's a throw, no matter what. Coach tells you not, it's in the playbook, it's a throw.
unless you have so much field in front of you and nobody open, they'll be okay with it. But
Even then, it's a throw.
even then, they'll say run what I say. Good job, but run it right next time.
Exactly right. Of course, if we're going to talk about players not following coach's instructions, who better to have with me than a Jimenez, who repeatedly do not follow coach's instructions, but it still works.
I think I might have just misheard Coach Grimaldi that last year. I could have sworn he said fake punt, but I guess he just told me punt.
Yeah, or on last year, the 2 years ago with Andrew, I'm sure he heard run the clock out, don't turn the corner and run for 60 yards. Easy to confuse those. Are we kneeling the ball, or are we running the clock out, or no, we're running for 60 yards? Either or. But here we are, under 8 minutes to go here. 4th down and a mile. Refs are conferring about something, pointing at the the blue sideline. They're going to signal a meeting. Going to have a little bit of a huddle up here. Clock is stopped at 7:26 on the clock.
And if I was a blue offensive player, just a blue player, blue coach in general, it's important to see how crucial this drive is. If they don't get a score here, then red could just run out the clock on the next 2 possessions that they get, which would pull us to a close most likely. And so it is a big ask, being 3rd and 20, but let's see if they can pull something out.
Here we go. Spencer's the QB. Takes it. Rolls out to his right. He's going to make a man miss. Tries to cut back in, and they're going to wrap him up there for a big loss. Looks like that was Colvin and Elijah Tomlinson in there again.
It's looking like a 4th and 35 or something. 4th and 25. Okay, I was not quite 35, but you know, it's on this, even being down 20, it's, you know, do we go for it? You know, we want to give them the ball back this far deep in the half, but with 6 minutes left, might as well go for it.
Long way to go here.
Looking like 4th and 30.
Here we go. This looks like Spencer's in. Gonna take it. You're gonna go for it. He's gonna throw it across. Picked up by number 33, and Red's gonna meet him there. Nice gain, but not 30 yards.
Yeah, that is that's tough to come back from, especially on a 4th down. You know, if you get some penalties and you get pushed back to a 1st and 30, you know, it's more doable. But when you have one play and the defense knows that, a lot of times they just drop back like you just saw, just to prevent, you know, a big play like that from happening. And even if there is a missed coverage, they can always come back to make a tackle. But it's looking like the ball is turned over on downs. Red on the 41. Let's see if they just want to run out the clock.
I wouldn't be surprised too here with only 6 minutes left. Red might start getting in some other players or whatever. Maybe run some just different variants of their offense for fun. 6:08.
This is usually when you see the linemen, you know, going up for up the middle with the ball.
Yep.
You know, because like I said, line is probably the most important position on the field, and you know, sometimes you want to reward them a little bit, especially with a 20-0 lead here at the close of the 4th.
Low snap, picked up by Price. Price is going to run forward. And he's going to gain maybe a yard or two up the middle.
You said he got up in the middle and I doubled.
Second down and 10. Clock is running, under 6 minutes to go here. Right up 20-0. Henderson checks into the game. Looks like Price is going to check out. So Colvin. Oh no, Price is coming back in. Colvin's coming out. Blue looking a little drained on the sideline. Red kind of joking around, enjoying life over there. Here we come forward.
And they're definitely using up those 40-second play clocks here to wind down as much time as possible.
Here's the snap. The give to Henderson. Henderson's going to try the left side and fall forward for a few more yards. They are definitely draining the clock, trying to shorten this game. I mean, honestly, 4 runs here, just and taking off the 40-second play clock. You're going to probably be able to take off a little over 2.5 minutes. For easy here. Blue not using their timeouts.
Yeah, if Red can get a first down here, that should close up the game, especially with the way they're draining this clock.
Yep. Price takes it, hands it off to Gage. Gage is going to pile forward for a few more yards. And the clock is going to keep on ticking. No timeout from Blue.
And it's just back to these Red running backs, Henderson and Pobans, just eating up 3 to 4 yards a carry. And if they can do that one more time, then they should be able to get a first down and close out this game and take home that championship game without too many more exciting plays.
It's quote-unquote boring football, but what you don't want to do is necessarily be calling a go route with 2 minutes left when you're up, only 1 score in your own 20.
That is a fair point.
We have seen some. I was calling a game earlier this week where I said I'd be shocked if they passed. You know, it was one play, they were up a score, and they were in their own end. And I was like, hey, I'd be shocked if they throw a pass here because, what if they throw it? Not only did they throw a pass, they threw a backwards pass. Could have fumbled. And the coach afterwards responded, well, I trust my players. And I'm going to be honest, if I was coach, I wouldn't trust my players in that situation. I would trust them to kneel on the ball.
That is true. I do know sometimes is with some of these boys, they only have so much time here, and they don't play football out of this camp too often. So I can see why some coaches might want to let their players have a little bit more fun because nobody likes to kneel the ball,
Yeah.
But the smart play would be just to take the win, and it also avoids injuries and mad opposing coaches.
That is very true. Yeah, here 3:21 to go here, 4th and 3, ball on the 35. I think Red called a timeout there after they ran the clock all the way down to 1 second. So, Blue is going to have here, a lot of times here in these huddles with your Blue, you're just trying to hey, let's try to, end on a good note, try to find something positive to say. It is tough though when you're in those games and the game is over and there's nothing you can do. It is one of the most frustrating feelings. Can't do anything, you're just stuck.
And because of that, that attitude, that might be what leads Red to be able to pick up that first down and close this game out.
Yep, and here it is. Henderson's going to take it. They fake it. He's going to keep it himself. 39 is going to try to run, and they're going to meet him there. They've been practicing that all week after we've seen Henderson come under center, take that. They're going to snap it through Henderson's legs, using the fact that he's 6'4". You know they've been practicing that all week, and they're like, listen, we've been practicing all week. We're running this play.
At least once.
At least once. That's exactly what that was.
Yep.
These poor coaches. We spent all week running this play. We're going to run it one time. So that's what they did there. First down and 10 for Blue. 2:41 left. 20-0 here. Let's see who is at quarterback. I think it might be Spencer here. The way the coaches are talking to him.
Like literally that friend like would come over.
Again, 2:41 left. Down 3 scores. I mean, we're in miracle territory here. The Burgundy and Green game is over. They have won. Looks like Burgundy was able to take home the victory.
Let's see if Blue has any trick plays. As a Blue coach, I'd at least want to put 1 score on the board before this game comes to an end. But the way Red's defense has been playing, just lights out this game. And let's see if they can find a chink in their armor.
Spencer trying to throw over the middle, unable to get it to his intended target, Zach Rawhouse. Of course, at this point too, you know, no one likes to get shut out. It always stinks when that happens. I'm not gonna lie, when I play defense on Red, I would want, if I was playing defense on Red, I would want the shutout. There's something extra special about allowing 0 points on the board.
Absolutely.
Looks like Schiffer has come in at safety here. They're gonna try to throw. He's gonna try to get outside Colvin. He's running. He's gonna throw. Knocked away by Benjamin Hack.
That was a great defensive play there.
Stayed home.
Yeah, and he knew that he had his own Red defense. You know, starting to circle Spencer there as he was getting ready to throw. So there wouldn't have been much Spencer could do. Spencer would have had to let it go if he wanted a chance at some yardage. So it was a smart decision there to stay home and bat that ball away.
Schiffer at safety. Henderson playing kind of middle linebacker, but playing kind of deep. Snap is over his head. Spencer's going to have to run back and get it, and he's going to fall on it. Elijah Tomlinson is there to force him to do so. When it rains, it pours. It just does.
As we've seen in both games.
So we're going to be under a minute to play here shortly. Right at a minute. Red is going to take home this victory. Fourth down and a gazillion. Blue's going to probably run one last play here before Red kneels down. Almost over his head. Spencer's running for his life again. Tries to throw it. That's a fumble or whatever.
Or whatever.
It almost doesn't matter.
Oh, and there's a little scuffle on the field.
There's some scuffling and fighting here.
Looks like the frustration there on Blue finally got to their head. And Spencer there might have been in the pile, was unhappy with you know, how the players were getting up, whatever the case. But we know we don't do that at the Great Man Camp.
No.
Gotta keep her cool.
No, you don't. You don't do that. Players are separated. I'm going to assume here this will be a dead ball foul, offsetting personal foul penalties, and it'll be a red ball there.
Yeah, looking like he's going to sit, but it being the last game with 40 seconds left, doesn't seem like it's going to matter too much, especially with Red possibly looking to kneel. But who knows? Maybe the coaches might, after that little scuffle, might want to, you know, put another nail in the coffin just to Just despite that type of behavior.
Just because they can't.
Just because they can. When you're inside the 10, it's very doable, especially with the way that Henderson and Pobans have been running this game.
Looks like they're going to kneel down here. And I think that's going to be the game here.
With the 40-second play clock, oh, called the timeout. Looks like Blue will not be giving up. But having 3 timeouts only max per half, it's not really going to matter. Because I believe Blue might have used one.
I think that was Blue. Use this timeout. That's something.
That would be kind of counterintuitive a little bit.
Right, coaches are gathering around talking to their players here in the huddle. Blue is just standing there with that that feeling. But this is one of the part of the lessons you learn here playing football, is how to deal with winning and also how to deal with losing.
This is true. Sometimes losing helps more than winning does.
That is the unfortunate truth. In the words of Joe Grimaldi, I remember my losses, I don't remember all my wins. It's been my experience been also true. They're going to take it, kneel down, and it looks like
run out the clock.
That will actually be the game here. Red is celebrating hard-earned victory. They're going to win 20-0. Great season for Red. They go undefeated to win here at Man Camp. 20-0 for Red. Awesome jobs for them. And Henderson, he kept his deal.
He did. And the way that the Red defense was playing, they let up a few passes, but when you come to a 4th and 30 twice in the game, that's definitely something special to be said. Defense played their hearts out. Henderson, Pobans, and Price, and a lot of that Red offense as well. And it showed in the scoreboard.
Looks like they're about to give their coach. He tries to dodge the water cooler bath. Unfortunately, unable to do so for him. They're able to get him with the Gatorade there. They're going to go through. They're going through the handshaking line. You see Henderson there being congratulating all those players there. Good effort by Red, led by Henderson and Pobans. Both of them, workhorse backs for him. And so Red wins at both JV and the varsity level. Blue did win at KFL, so good job to Red here. They've had a great season. After losing last year to Burgundy, they're able to come back, follow it up at the varsity level, and win here.
And these Red JV and varsity teams, you look at their defense, and their defense didn't allow any points these last 2 games. We did have a safety, which would have been on the offense, but these defenses played great. Like I said, we saw 2 4th and 30 plays, which is at that point a prayer, to try and get a first down. It's hard to get the ball to make a 20-yard play, but to do it on a 4th and 30 is, that's something. But these Red defenders really played well, and definitely a thank you probably from these Red players to their coaches. A thank you for teaching them. Looks like they got. Nope, he missed again. Looks like Coach Dean. Coach Noonan still has the moves, I guess.
There you go.
Definitely played some college, and but yeah, these 2 teams. It was a great showing at the beginning of the game for a little bit. At the beginning, the Red offense was moving, and then the Blues defense held for a bit, and it just seemed like the Red outlasted them. The Blue offense wasn't able to do very much this game.
Well, after this, we have one more service tonight, and hopefully as the closeout service, any decisions that have not been made yet, hopefully they'll be able to speak to those guys and be a blessing to them. If you're out there, I know some people have children here and teens and staff here. If you want to pray again for the service, I know that'd be much appreciated, as we're going to be having the closeout service tonight. It's the last day here at Man Camp, and we thank you for all those who've been praying and tuning in throughout the week. So long until next year.
Going for 5 seconds.
Okay. Thank you for having me. a pleasure.
It was fun, man.
Well, I haven't drinking too much against the Russian.
Hey, man. You get to have a man camp legend up in here in booth with me.
I'll run all that one.
How many Super Bowls is between you and your brother? Have you guys?